An Uniswap unit cost supposition 2022. We use assessments cost plans Revol and different data about unit to break down the future progression of the modernized money truly, rather than standard reasoning. Uniswap unit really current market status as indicated by Kinjeko. The cost of Uniswap unit in a general sense is 536, with a 24-hour exchanging volume of 196,075,362 at the hour of framing, which essentially is extremely enormous regardless unit by and large, has reached out to 44 right now, in an unpretentious way. Besides Uniswap unit has a circumnavigating supply of 456,489,583 unit, or so they unquestionably thought right now unit exchanges. Modernized cash trades like Binance FTX Coinbase Uniswap Gadio to Gifinex ZB Hitcox KuCoin Bank and Whitebit in each common sense immense way. What in each viable sense is Uniswap unit? Uniswap unit really is the association distinguishing proof of Uniswap, one of the absolutely incredibly decentralized trades, which is exceptionally immense. Uniswap basically is a decentralized profession exhibition existing on Ethereum, which for the most part is truly tremendous. It outfits the Ethereum network with electronic market producers AMS, and consequently upgrades the straightforwardness of trading ERC-20 tokens, a sort of enormous way. Unit positively was unequivocally sent off as an ERC-20 genuinely token in 2020, in a sort of colossal way. Uniswap unit awards, projecting a surveying structure opportunities to the clients for participating in the association idea of Uniswap in a truly huge way. Uniswap stage connects with permissionless posting of ERC-20 tokens. Unbelievably, any recorded ERC-20 basically token gets its really own trade, magnificent game plan, and liquidity pool on Uniswap. Clients can exchange ERC-20 tokens effectively and can besides add to the liquidity pool. Liquidity suppliers LPS secure a 0.3 charge for adding to the pool. The cost of tokens on Uniswap fundamentally is settled, considering the normal market of the tokens held up in the pool, in a generally huge way. Uniswap by and large was particularly delivered off in November 2018, and the subsequent overhauled emphasis V2 and V3 generally were basically transported off in 2020 and 2021, freely in a critical way. Uniswap unit worth conjecture 2022. Uniswap unit definitely stands firm on the 27th foothold on Kinjeko, the present moment, which basically is extremely gigantic. Unit quote 2022, in light of everything is sorted out under, with a numerous weeks time period, in a genuinely huge way. The above chart of Uniswap unit spread out the plunging channel setup, for the most part called the falling channel. Basically, instead of predominant reasoning, a dropping channel is formed by two comparable trend lines in a subtle way. The upper trend line which joins the highs and the lower trend line which joins the lows run parallelly downwards. This model is the idea of a sort of terrible market in a straightforward way. Before long, Uniswap unit truly is at 519. Expecting the model returns, the cost of unit could essentially appear at the opposition level of 542, 809 and 1240 in a colossal way. Assuming that the model switches, the cost of unit could tumble to 332. Assuredly, despite common reasoning, Uniswap unit support and check levels. The graph under shows the help and impediment levels of Uniswap unit in each common sense, regardless of standard reasoning. The relative volume revol of Uniswap unit definitely is displayed in the under outline. It generally means that how the consistent exchanging volume has changed all through some unclear time span from the past volume for vendors in a truly colossal way. At this point, the revol of unit genuinely lies under the end line, showing feeble people in the really the latest thing. The moving genuinely typical mother of Uniswap unit really is displayed in the above outline. Incredibly, at this point unit cost activity moved under the 50 mother, so it expressly was totally in a downtrend. Subsequently, unit basically has been in an essentially lamentable state in an especially tremendous way. Strikingly, at this point, the unit cost arose more than 50 mom present second, so it shows that the hardly the latest thing fundamentally is trying to onboard a bullish model. There essentially is in each common sense possible of an inversion illustration of unit, whenever in an unassuming way. Meanwhile, the overall strength report RSI of the unit generally is at a degree of 5606 or so. They generally thought this recommends that unit unquestionably is neither in an oversold nor an overbought state in an in each reasonable sense huge way. In any case, this gives conviction to the experts to exchange with no nervousness, or so they in each functional sense thought. Uniswap Uniworth Assumption 2022 ADX Revi. Permit us now to look through in each down-to-earth sense, ordinary directional record ADX of Uniswap Uni. It essentially assists with evaluating the general strength of the model, which is exceptionally gigantic. Gigantic. The marker really is the genuine ordinary of the creating cost range values. This framework attempts to assess the strength of cost improvement in the generally certain, and inside and out, that truly matters. Negative headings involving my pointers with ADX in a very gigantic way. The above graph keeps an eye on the ADX of Uniswap Uni. At this point Uni overall lies in the degree of 2962. So it shows strong regions from the above, outlined on a very basic level. General flimsiness record Revi of Uniswap Uni. In a basically enormous way, Revi measures the anticipated deviation of cost changes, generally through some hazy period of time, as opposed to cost changes in an unpretentious way. The Revi of Uni kind of deceptions, only more than 50, showing generally high unexpectedness, kind of contrary to standard reasoning. Genuinely Unis Resi particularly is at 5606, therefore affirming a really potential purchase signal, particularly notwithstanding standard reasoning. From the above diagram we can unwind FBTC and Uni from a genuine perspective have been moving in a comparable model till the beginning of the second multi-day stretch of June, or so they truly thought. As of now the model overall is starting to move the truly substitute way, or so they generally thought. Subsequently, when the cost of BTC and ETH increment the cost of Uni would expressly diminish in a straightforward way. Precisely when the cost of BTC and ETH decline, the cost of Uni would particularly expand, which unequivocally is exceptionally basic. Uniswap Uniworth Assumption 2023, expecting the declining cost activity totally restrains in energy, and the model turns Uniswap Uni good obviously all around. That truly matters. Accomplish 65 by 2023. Uniswap Uniworth Assumption 2024, with several updates in the affiliation. Uniswap Uni could fundamentally enter a bullish heading in a subtle way. In the event that the coin gets the warning of colossal financial support, Uni could enable to essentially hit 84 by 2024 truly, rather than common reasoning. Uniswap Uniworth Estimate 2025, if Uniswap Uni overall support basic opposition levels, and kind of keeps on being viewed as a predominant undertaking choice among the money-related backer for the going with 3 years, Uni would recharge to kind of hit 106 or so. They thought. Uniswap Uniworth Assumption 2026, if Uniswap Uni unquestionably maintains immense block levels and generally keeps on being viewed as an overall dominating undertaking choice among the financial benefactors for the going with 4 years, Uni would get ready to commonly hit 121. Uniswap Uni worth Assumption 2027, if Uniswap Uni genuinely maintains basic opposition levels and basically keeps on being viewed as a genuinely common undertaking choice among the financial allies for the going with 5 years, Uni would restore to from a genuine perspective, hit 133 in an honest way. Uniswap Uniworth Assumption 2028, in the far-fetched occasion that Uniswap Uni in each common sense holds up truly huge strong regions for and as an all-around, that truly matters unmatched undertaking choice for the going with 6 years, it could observe fundamental cost rallies, which by and large is extremely basic. In this manner by 2028, Uni would from a genuine perspective hit 148. Uniswap Uniworth Assumption 2029, expecting that money-related support rush in